Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Future Stars live on Hidayat TV. I'm your host Hassan Shah, and today we're going to be continuing on talking about namaz, and today looking closely in detail to the actions of namaz and the wajib actions of namaz and what you actually do in those actions of namaz. And before we continue, I'd like to obviously introduce the guest.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
So, thinking about the last week, what did we talk about mentioning namaz?
The rukn and rukn parts of salah.
Yeah. Just to start us off, what were the main takeaways from that?
The rukn is the foundation of salah, and if you were to miss one out, whether intentionally or by mistake, your salah will be void.
Yeah. And mostly what? Anything?
And they have to be in order, and they have to have consistency.
Yeah, so those two words, what were they?
Tartib and muwalat.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna talk, if we have enough time, we're gonna get into those words as well in this section. And mainly at the start, we're gonna be talking about what actions of namaz.
The ruku and sajda.
Ruku and sajda. Yeah, so those two actions. Yeah. And we're going to be hopefully going into some detail about them. Misbah, you got the first thing, so we're going to start off with loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum.
Ruku and sajda. Ruku is also one of the rukn parts of salah. If a ruku is left out by mistake or intentionally, your salah becomes batil. The wajibat of ruku. To bow down in ruku is wajib, but how much should a person bow down? It is recommended that men should bend in such a way that their knees have been pushed backwards and their fingers come to rest on the knees. On the other hand, it is not advisable for women to push their knees backward. They should just bend slightly until their fingers come to rest upon the thighs. The recitation during qiyam is known as qari'at, whereas the recitation in ruku is known as dhikr. The dhikr of ruku can be any of the following: Subhanallah 3 times, Alhamdulillah 3 times, Allahu Akbar 3 times, Subhana Rabbiyal Azimi wa bihamdi 1 time. The dhikr must be in Arabic, and it should be recited in a continuous flow. For men, their knees should be pushed backwards and their fingers should come to rest on their knees. It is also wajib to stand up straight after the ruku and before going to the sajda. While reciting the dhikr or ruku, you should be still and not move. You should not start the dhikr until you have reached the actual ruku position and you are stable. Of course, if remaining still is not possible because of illness, then it is not wajib. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. So Miss, we went over there. What? Ruku. Yeah. And what is it?
Ruku is
one of the wajib parts of salah.
Yeah. One of the rukn parts of your namaz. So if you miss, either intentionally or by accident, what will happen?
Your salah become batil.
Yeah. And it's when, if anyone don't know what the position of ruku is, what is it?
It's the bowing down position where men's hands will be upon their knees,
yeah,
and they will be bent down, but for women they don't need to bend down so much.
And what is it after in normal namaz, yeah, that you do every day? Yeah. What is ruku? What is it after? What's before? What comes before you do go to ruku? What position are you in? You're in qiyam, aren't you? Yeah. And she went over what you say in ruku as well, which is what's it called?
The
dhikr. Yeah. And what would you say?
You say Subhanallah 3 times, Alhamdulillah 3 times,
Allahu
Akbar 3 times, one of those 3, and then you would say Subhana Rabbiyal Azim wa bihamdi.
Yeah. And she also mentioned there, which is another important rule of namaz. What else did she mention there? One other important thing that not only applies to this action, but for all your actions as well in namaz.
To be motionless and
Yeah.
stable
Yeah.
in your position.
Yeah. So you have to, before you start to recite that one thing in whatever position you are, you must be what?
Motionless.
Yeah.
Stable.
You must be at that point still. Yeah. So whatever position you are, before you start saying what you're supposed to say in that bit, yeah, you're supposed to be still. Yeah. So I'm in Qiyam now, I'm going into Ruku, and as I'm going into Ruku, I already started saying what I'm supposed to be saying in Ruku. Is that right? Is that allowed?
No.
No. You have to be after, there has to be like, what tarteeb in what? Meaning? This order. Yeah, this order must be contained. Yeah, it must be always, this order must be always there, and that messes up that order. Yeah, and that's why you can't do that thing from quickly from Qiyam going to Ruku, but as you're going in, then you're saying the zikr. Yeah. Okay, Mohsin, you've got the next thing, so we can start Mohsin off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
Sajda. Two sajdas are wajib in every rak'ah of salah. Together, the two sajdas are counted as a rukun of salah. But if you miss both sajda or add two more, whether intentionally or by mistake, then your salah is batil. But if you only miss one sajda or add one sajda by mistake, then your salah is still correct. Adding or missing even one sajda intentionally will make your salah batil. During the sajda, 7 parts of your body must touch the ground. The 7 parts are the forehead, the 2 palms, the 2 knees, and the big toes of both feet. The 7 parts of the body must be on the ground during the dhikr. If for some reason you have to lift any of those parts from the ground, then you must be silent and only continue the dhikr after you have placed that part on the ground again. Sitting between the sajdas, you must get up after the first sajda into a sitting position. The most common way is to sit. It's called tawarruk. Zikr is also a wajib in salah. Zikr is sajda is similar but not the same as ruku. Subhanallah, 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 Subhana Rabbiyal A'la wa bihamdi. You should also be motionless during the recitation of zikr. The forehead must rest on the earth. 2 palms, 2 knees, the big toes of both feet. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. So he was on about the wajib parts of what? Sajda. Yeah. And what was the important thing from that? There are how many parts? There are how many parts that has to be on the floor?
7.
There's 7 that have to be touching the what? The ground. While you're reciting the zikr. Yeah? So what are those 7 parts?
The 2 palms of your hands.
2 palms of your hand.
The big toes of your feet.
Big toes of your feet.
The elbows.
Your elbows.
Elbows for who?
For men. No, women.
Yeah. And another one?
And your knees.
Your knees.
And your forehead.
Your forehead. What was the rule of what happens? That these all have to be what?
Still in that position.
They always have to be in what? In contact with the
Ground.
Whenever if at any point is there one that moves and is not in contact with the ground and you carry on, then what will happen? Yeah, your salah will become batil. Yeah. So what are we told to do if any part of our hand is
If it's raised from the ground, just like stay silent and don't until you put it back down onto the ground, then
continue. Yeah. So that's another important part of sajda as well. And Misbah, you're gonna go onto other things as well of the namaz, which is what?
The tashhud.
Yeah, tashhud and
Salam.
salam and
Tartib and muwala.
yeah. and bringing back those words tartiban muwalat. So Miss, you got the next thing, so we can start. Miss Wahidullah salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Tashhud. Tashhud means bearing witness. It is the name for the recitation which begins with Ashhadu, I bear witness. Tashhud is a wajib or a rukn part of salah. It is wajib once in 2 rak'ah salah after the second sajda of the second rak'ah, twice in 3 and 4 rak'ah salah after the second sajda and the second rak'ah, and after the last sajda in the last rak'ah. The wajibat of tashhud: number 1, it should be performed while being seated. Number 2, it should be performed while being motionless. Number 3, it should be recited in Arabic. Number 4, muwalat, there should be continuity in reciting the tashhud. It is mustahab to look at your lap while performing tashhud. It is mustahab to sit in a form of tawarruk, which is the usual way of sitting during salah. It is mustahab to keep your hands on your thighs with your fingers close together. Also for women, it is mustahab to keep their thighs close to each other. It is wajib to recite tashhud as follows: Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. It is mustahab recommended to recite the following before tashhud: Alhamdulillah or Bismillah wabillahi wal alhamdulillahi wal khairul asma lillah. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. So tashhud, what position is that in a normal daily namaz?
Julus.
What part either what comes before
Sajda.
sajda, yeah. And when is it, when do you see this in what rakat of namaz?
In the second rak'ah after the second
in the
sajda.
second, and in always in the second rakat,
In the fourth.
in the fourth,
Third.
so either in the last as well and the second, we can categorize it in that way. And you're saying what?
You're saying that you bear witness that there's only one God but Allah.
Yeah, and those two words came up again. Yeah, so what are the wajibat of tashhud? What do you have to do there? That there is what?
That there is the continuity and the order,
And what else did?
and you should be motionless.
Motionless. There's one more.
It should be recited in Arabic.
Yeah, obviously your whole namaz is what?
Recited in Arabic.
Yeah, so that is a must. Yeah. So Mohsin, now you've got the next thing, so we can start Mohsin after the last salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Salam is last wajib part of salah. It is the rare rukun part. Salam is performed after the tashhud of the last rak'ah. The wajib part of salam: 1, it must be in Arabic. 2, you must be seated while reciting it. 3, you must be motionless while reciting this. By saying the salam, you end your salat and all the things that which had become haram. After saying that takbir ihram will become halal for you. The recitation in salam is as follows: 1, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. 2, Assalamu alayna wa ibadallahi salihin. 3, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is only wajib to recite one of the last 2 salams written above. It is mustahab to 1, recite all 3 of the salams. 2, say 3 takbirs after the salam. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Mohsin. So Mohsin over there went over the salam. Yeah, and where can we find the salam in your namaz? Where is that? It's always the
last thing, and it's after the tashhud.
Yeah, the last thing after the tashhud. Yeah. And what did he say you mentioned in it?
It must be said in Arabic.
It must be said in Arabic. What else?
You must be seated.
Must be seated,
Motionless.
motionless.
And by saying it, you end your salah.
Yeah, by saying it, you end your namaz. Okay, so what do you say in it?
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alayka,
Ayyuhan nabiyyu.
ayyuhan nabiyyu,
Wa rahmatullahi wa
wa
barakatuh.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh,
Assalamu alayna.
wa ala
Wa ala ibadil
Allahi salihin.
Salihin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, and what? Then you finish your namaz with what? How many Allahu Akbar?
3.
3 Allahu Akbar. Yeah? So, that is what? Last week we did what? Qiyam and... last week we went over the what? Rukun and Ghair Rukun and also Qiyam. And now we went through what?
The ruku, sajda,
Ruku, sajda,
tashahhud and salam.
Tashahhud and Salam. And in all of these, yeah, there was 2 repeating words. What were they?
Tartib and muwalat.
Yeah. Misra are going to talk a little bit about them. Yeah. So can we start Misra with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Salah, tartib and muwalat. Among the wajib things in salah are tartib and muwalat. Tartib means correct order of things and muwalat means continuity and flow in action. Tartib, it is necessary that every part of salah is performed in the correct order. If you change the order of a rukun part of salah, whether intentionally or by mistake, then your salah will become batil, incorrect. If you change the order of a ghair rukun part of salah intentionally, then again your salah will become batil. However, if you change the order of a ghair rukun part by mistake, then your salah will still be correct. Muwalat, all actions of salah must follow one another without any unusual interval. If someone stops his salah and stands for so long that other people think he's not praying, then that person's salah will become batil. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you. So she went over talking about these 2 things, yeah, tartib and muwalat. What did she mention there, just quickly?
That tartib is the continuity, so and the order. So if you were to say it in the wrong, like the salam or tashahhud in the wrong way, it will be like your salah will become batil.
Okay, what about muwalat?
Muwalat, it has consistency. So if you can't have a long pause, it has to be. If you're gonna have a pause, then it has to be short. But it has to be.
So you can't start your namaz, say Surah Fatiha, wait 5 minutes, then do the next surah. You can't do that. It has to be continuous. So, just to check what we know, yeah. First, I'm gonna give you some questions on what ruku and sajda, and then we're gonna go onto what we just talked about now as well. Yeah. Okay. So, if Muhammad misses ruku by mistake, is his salah correct? Mohsin?
Yeah. No, actually.
Why? Okay, so they give you three options here. A, yes. B, no. C, if he remembers to do yes, if he remembers to do the zikr of ruku.
C. Wait.
A. No.
So Mohsin is gonna say yes, it's right.
No, I mean no.
You're gonna say no. What about you, Misbah?
C.
So if he remembers, okay,
I think
it's gonna be B, no. Yeah, because why do you think?
Oh, because it's a rukun.
Yeah, because of the rukun. So whether you forget it by mistake, yeah, or intentionally, you still make your salah becomes batil. If the recitation of ruku is called zikr, what is the one thing we can say and 2 things we should do in zikr?
Wait, the zikr of
Yeah, so
ruku.
what do you say in it?
You could say Subhanallah 3 times, Alhamdulillah 3 times.
And
There's one more.
in ruku.
Yeah,
The
the 3 things.
Subhanallah.
Yeah, I said that. No, you could say 3 things and then you say Subhana Rabbiyal Azim wa bihamdi.
Yeah.
But I mentioned 2, but I've forgotten the last one.
Allahu Akbar 3 times. Yeah, and the thing that you say once is what?
Subhana Rabbiyal Azim wa bihamdi.
Yeah. Okay. What is the difference in bending down for ruku between men and women?
Men, they would bend down and have their hands on their knees, and they bend down in such a way that their back is bent. Right, yeah. But women, they don't bend down as much. They just bend down and put their fingers on their thighs.
Yeah. Okay. Now name 3 wajib things in ruku.
It must be said in Arabic.
Yeah, it must be motionless. He must be motionless. And what's that one?
There must be continuity.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the order.
Is sajda a rukn or ghayr rukn part of namaz?
Sajda is
a ghayr rukn.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Is a rukn or what? Ghayr rukn?
Ghayr rukn. Yeah.
Okay, what's the difference between rukn and ghayr rukn? Are you getting them mixed up?
No, it is. Oh no, wait, do you say ruku or sajda?
Sajda.
Sajda is it ghayr rukn? Wait, what?
Yeah.
So if you miss out sajda, yeah?
Yeah, if you miss out one,
it doesn't count.
then you can, your salah is still okay. But if you miss out...
No, whether you what? It's a... I think you're getting them mixed up from the way.
No, it's rukn.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Okay. Okay, now, if you miss one sajda by mistake, is my salah correct?
Yeah. By mistake, yes.
Yeah.
Intentionally, no.
If you miss 3 sajdas by mistake, is my salah correct?
No.
No.
What is one thing we can say in the zikr of sajda?
Allahu Akbar 3 times.
Yeah.
What are the 7 parts that must touch the ground during sajda?
2 palms.
Your forehead, your
elbows,
your
and the
knees,
2 big toes.
Your 2 big toes.
If I'm praying sajda on a very steep slope, is my salah correct?
Wait, what?
No.
No.
Why?
Wait. If you're praying your sajda on a steep slope,
No.
wait,
Why?
If do they mean like you're praying it on that, or your position?
If you're
is
praying
like that?
salah on a very steep slope, is my salah correct? So think about it, when you're on a steep slope, yeah. Whether those, I think this is what this question is trying to get out of you, whether those parts on sajda, whether they all touch the ground, yeah, that will decide whether your salah, whether you can pray there or not, yeah. If those all parts don't touch the ground, yeah, then
you can't.
okay. What does tashhud mean? A, the correct order. B, continuity and flow in action. C, bearing witness. D, salam.
Bearing witness.
Bearing witness. What does mu'alat mean? A, reciting dua loudly. Reciting dua while standing. Reciting dua while sitting. Continuity and flow in reciting the tashhud.
The last one.
Continuity and flow. Teamwork.
3 things that are wajib during tashhud are: A, reciting in Arabic, sitting motionless, mu'alat. B, reciting in Arabic, standing motionless, mu'alat. C, reciting in Arabic, sitting motionless, salam. D, none of the above.
Wait,
So
the things in tashhud that are wajib. Oh,
Yeah.
B.
C.
So, Mohsin, you say reciting in Arabic, standing motionless and mu'allat.
Yeah.
Okay. And Misra, you say reciting in Arabic, sitting motionless and salam.
Wait, no. A.
A. Okay, so Mohsin, think about this carefully. Why?
Because
I said it.
No, you might be right, I don't know.
Say it. Say what you think.
Alright.
I don't know.
So, Mohsin said he started off with B anyway, but now he's changed it. But he said reciting in Arabic, standing motionless
You
and
said
mu'allat.
standing.
Do you stand when
stand
you're
in
doing
tashahhud.
tashahhud?
No.
No. So it has to be A, reciting in Arabic, sitting motionless and mu'allat. Okay. What does tarteeb mean? Making wudu, doing sajda, the correct things in order, none of the above. Mohsin?
The correct thing.
The correct things in order.
During tashahhud, one bears witness that there is only one Allah and Muhammad is his prophet. True or false?
True.
False.
True.
I think it's true, but like, don't put.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's false?
No, because isn't there that last line where it talks about Wait, hang on.
Tashahhud. What do you say in tashahhud?
Oh, tashahhud, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tashahhud is wajib but غير rukn part of salah.
True.
If Maryam keeps her hands on her thighs, her tashahhud is correct.
True.
If Hussein says the tashahhud in English, is the tashahhud correct?
No.
False.
False.
Salam is performed after tashahhud of the last rakat. True or false?
True.
True.
Is it mustahab to recite all three salams followed by three takbirs?
True.
It's true.
True.
Is it wajib to say as-salam? Salam is a what part of salah?
Wajib.
Or
Rukn or ghayr rukn?
Rukn. Wait, yeah. No, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Among the
Oh,
wajib
no.
things
Didn't
in
even tell me.
salah are tarteeb and mu'allat.
True.
Sure, obviously true. If I change the order of my rukn parts of salah by mistake, my salah is still correct. True or false?
True.
False.
True. False.
False. Yeah.
Oh. Look.
What else is there in your namaz that you can think about?
So
That we haven't
besides
talked about.
Besides that, Qunut.
Qunut, I was going to
Yeah.
say that. I was going to say that.
And it looks like we're going to talk a little bit about Qunut as well. So Miss, you got the next thing, so we're going to start Miss off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjah.
Salah, Qunut and Taqibat. Qunut means humbly praying to Allah. In Salah, it refers to the act in which you raise your hands to pray to Allah just before going to the second ruku. Qunut is mustahab for all salahs, whether wajib or mustahab. It is specially recommended in the Salah of Fajr, Maghrib and Isha. Some rules about Qunut. If you forget to do Qunut and remember it before reaching the final position of ruku, then you may get up and do Qunut before continuing your Salah. If you remember it after reaching the final position of ruku, then you may do the Qunut after you get up from the ruku and before going to the sajda. If you remember it after reaching the final position of ruku, then you may do the Qunut after you get up from the ruku and before going to sajda. Taqibat means the tasbih and du'as that we recite after Salah. It is highly recommended to glorify our Creator by reciting the Tasbih al-Zahra. Tasbih al-Zahra means the Tasbih of Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam. It is known by this name because it was first taught to Fatima al-Zahra salam by the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Tasbih al-Zahra consists of three short phrases as follows: Allahu Akbar 34 times, Alhamdulillah 33 times, Subhanallah 33 times. It is always easier to say this tasbih on the rosary. Salah.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjah. So thank you, Miss Beth. So she started on about what? The
The
Qunut.
qunut.
Yeah. Do you have to do qunut in your namaz?
No.
No.
No. So what is it?
It's
Mustahab.
Mustahab part of your namaz. Is it a rukn or ghayr rukn?
Rukun.
Rukun. غير ركن.
Think about the question really carefully. Is qunut a rukn or ghayr rukn? Alright, so Misbah saying ghayr
I
rukn.
feel like I'm wrong now.
And Mohsin, what do you say?
Rukun.
Rukn. What if I say you're both wrong?
Oh.
So what is qunut? It's a what? If it's a mustahab, then it doesn't fit in rukn or ghayr rukn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Because you have to do both, but the rukn and ghayr rukn is for if you mistakenly miss something out. Yeah? So qunut, yeah, if you miss it out, yeah, does your salah become? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
You don't
It's
have
fine.
to. It doesn't have to be in your namaz.
Because you don't have to do it.
Yeah. And what does qunut mean? It's what? Misbah, you mentioned it.
My God. Oh my God.
Humbly praying to Allah. Yeah. It's a very recommended part of your namaz, and it's what where you do a what?
Dua.
Yeah. Do you know any that you would recite in? قنوت.
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة وحسنة وقنا عذاب النار.
Yeah. And that's mostly taught to everyone when everything when you're talking about qunut. And what else did she talk about? The what you do after the
Talk about.
your tasbih. Yeah. So we're gonna do some of these questions, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about tasbih and see what that leads us on to talk about. Yeah. Okay, so qunut is a wajib, B mustahab part of salah.
B.
B.
You perform qunut A after the first rakat, B in the fourth rakat, C just before salam, D just before your second ruku.
C.
A. Wait. Read the three options.
Okay, do you read it in your first rakat?
No.
No.
Do you read it in your fourth rakat?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
Okay, just before salam,
You read it. None of them. None of those.
just before your second ruku.
Just before your second ruku.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait.
If you
what?
forget qunut and then remember while you're in ruku, you may do it after you get up from ruku and before going into sajda. Can you? You may do it after tashahhud. You may do it after may do it in any other rak'ah. You may do it after salam. It's A, isn't it? Yeah. During qunut, we can say any dua from the Quran, any one particular dua. C, subhanallah once. D, A and C.
A and C.
Alright, what does qunut mean? We said it?
Humbly praying to Allah.
Yeah. And just before, and that's the last question. I'm going to do one more question now, which is the last question. I'll do two more. Tasbihatul Zahra means the Tasbih Fatima Zahra. Select one which consists of three short phrases which we recite in the Tasbih. A. Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah. B. Allahu Akbar, Assalamu alaikum, Subhanallah. C. Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah. D. Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Bismillah.
C.
Yeah, it was C. Okay. Allahu Akbar is recited 34 times. Two other phrases, and two phrases are recited how many times each? 35 times each, 32 times each, 50 times each, or 33 times each?
33 times
Yeah.
each.
And talking about the tasbih, just to end it on, yeah. So it looks like we've talked we've memorized some stuff about the wajibat of namaz, yeah. And talking about the tasbih of who?
Baby Fatima.
Bibi
Zahra.
Fatima. What are we in the days of? Do you know? The what? Commemorating the what?
The
Yeah, the martyrdom of who?
Of Bibi
Bibi Fatima.
Fatima,
Who's Bibi Fatima? The what?
the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah, who he, what gave this tasbih to, didn't he?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
taught her how to do it.
Yeah. So just as we're in this day, just to remind you of this point, yeah, and how much of an important lady this is, that we were given this blessing thing, this blessed thing to do after the namaz in her name. Yeah. So I hope you learnt a lot in today's show. Hope people as well at home learnt a lot about today's show. This is mostly maybe the roundup of talking about Salah and Namaz, and hopefully we can have one roundup episode talking about everything, and hopefully showing some stuff as well, to actual physically showing talking about Namaz as well. Yeah. So hopefully we can do that. Hopefully next week or the week after. Yeah, once we have a roundup thing of this Salah series. So we'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.